Yeah, I went to Portland, worked for Don Owens. That was my real first ever real quote territory, and that's where I realized that professional wrestling was a bit more backstabbing than I'd realized. You know, guys would be talking in the office and putting their ideas first, and you know, that's when I really realized that the politics played such a big part in professional wrestling.
Can you name any like instances?
Oh, Brett Sawyer, he was always in the office. That's Buzz Sawyer's brother.
Right.
Buzz Sawyer, Matt Borne, those kind of guys.
Jake Roberts said the same thing on his interview.
Yeah.
Did he?
Brett Sawyer.
Yeah?
Brett and
Brett's-
Buzz, but Brett more than Buzz, I think.
Yeah, Buzz didn't have to. Buzz was tough.
Right.
But so he was respected, but Brett would be in the office like, nick. But, it was all right. I mean, it's a learning experience, you know. So
Is Brett the same guy that calls with Piper all the time now?
No, that's it's somebody else.
Okay. What was Buzz Sawyer like outside the ring? I heard he was pretty out there.
He was pretty out there, but I didn't know this. I didn't know him in Portland that well. You know, I just knew to watch out for him. But you know, to jump a little bit when I was in World Class and Buzz Sawyer came to World Class, him and I had some fantastic. We had hour matches, and him and I really sparked up a good relationship. And I liked him a lot. He was tough, but really he had a good heart.
Right.
You know, so I loved him a lot, but that was at a later date.
Right. Also in Portland, Dr. D. David Schultz was there.
Yeah, the guy that smacked
John Stossel.
John Stossel. Yeah.
What was that about? I mean, as far as David Schultz, what was his character like outside the ring?
He was an asshole. I mean, he was okay, and then he'd twist off. He had this weird temper, and you know, I had some great matches with him. I remember once he got mad at me for some reason, smacked me. So it was like, so then it was kind of like an awkward match.
Right.
But he always had this character that was, you know, you knew there was more behind the scenes than he was letting on.
Right. How about Rip Oliver? What was he like outside the ring?
Oh, he was good. He was in the office pretty much.
Right.
Very friendly with Don Owen, and he was like on top at that time. I remember I had my first ever hair match against him.
Right. How was Don Owens as a promoter?
I thought he was good. I mean, he was a farmer, and he had a big farm. He didn't really have to promote at all. I think it was more of a hobby with him. His brother was the trip, Elton.
Right.
Elton was something else. He used to like to get the guys in the dressing room and tell them that he would pay, you know, $20-$30 for the winner of a shoot contest. The first 3 minutes would be a shoot on the floor, but the guys used to work it. So, split it. Yeah.
Right. Now, I guess in 1983 you left Portland and you wound up with Fritz von Erich.
Yeah, I kind of, you know, Portland reminded me of England a lot in weather-wise, and it's like every day I'd wake up and it was raining, and you know, it was really heavy on me. That was my first real lesson about what was going on, and I almost thought to myself, "Hey, I'm going to go back to England." So I'd had that in mind, and then suddenly out of nowhere, I believe Don Owen and Fritz von Erich were very good friends. I'm not saying that the best of friends, but you know, different territories back then, the promoters had a rap between them, and it was good, and they used to send their talent from one territory to another. So he talked to Fritz von Erich, and before I knew it, I was driving to Dallas from Portland.
Now, what did you hear about the Von Erichs before you even went there?
I heard from the Samoans, actually, that the territory had just was beginning to get set on fire. So I just remember that they said that it's really, really doing good, doing great every Friday, great every Monday, and then the spot shows in between were, you know, starting to really pick up.
Now, before you went, you also worked with Rick Martel, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, I worked with Rick Martel. He's a gentleman. Him and I, we don't keep in touch, but whenever we see each other, we always spend a long time together and talk. Yeah, he's a great guy. I have a lot of respect for him.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.